Welcome to the frontier of design, where elegance is no longer a style but a way of life. In 2025, luxury modern living evolves beyond opulence into a narrative of grace, purpose, and clarity. Today, we explore the blueprint that architects, designers, and visionaries are using to craft the future of refined residential living. At the heart of 2025's architecture lies a conscious effort to blend emotion with structure. Modern luxury homes are designed to evoke peace, elevate well-being, and reflect personal identity. It's not just about form anymore. It's about feeling and how space can shape serenity and connection. Minimalism in 2025 has matured. No longer a stark absence of detail, it's now about meaningful restraint. Every line, surface, and fixture is curated for emotional and functional impact. Luxury is found in the calm that clean, open spaces bring. Spaces that breathe with you, not against you. Natural elements dominate the 2025 palette. From stone and reclaimed wood to living green walls and skylit atriums, homes now blur the lines between built and natural environments. Nature isn't just referenced, it's integrated, offering both sustainability and soulful beauty. Modern homes in 2025 embrace bold, sculptural forms, curved walls, asymmetrical facades, and floating volumes. These aren't just visual statements, they create movement, shadow play, and drama, making each structure a living sculpture that changes with the light and seasons. Gone are the days of flashy displays. In their place comes quiet luxury, a refined, almost whispered elegance. It's the feel of Italian marble beneath your feet, the subtle sheen of brushed brass, the hush of triple-glazed windows. Sophistication is now felt, not flaunted. "2025 homes prioritize flow. Spaces transition seamlessly from one to the next, guided by intentional sightlines and balanced proportions. This harmony of movement creates a meditative rhythm throughout the home, inviting, effortless, and undeniably elegant." Emotion is no longer a byproduct, it's a blueprint. Architects now design to stir feeling. Warm woods calm the mind. Textures invite touch. Light orchestrates mood. The home becomes a living organism, attuned to its inhabitants' emotional needs and rhythms. In 2025, sustainability isn't a feature, it's a foundation. Luxury homes are now net zero with passive solar design, recycled materials, and smart energy systems. Green living has merged with elegance, proving that conscience and comfort can beautifully coexist. Once a relic of ancient architecture, the courtyard has returned, reimagined for modern life. These interior sanctuaries offer privacy, natural ventilation, and a moment of calm. Whether lush or minimalist, they serve as elegant breathing spaces within the home's core. Material selection in 2025 is both art and science. Tactile richness reigns: burnished concrete, honed limestone, matte metals, and handcrafted ceramic. Each finish tells a story, creating spaces where luxury is felt not only visually, but through the fingertips. Smart home technology has matured beyond gadgets. In 2025, it's seamlessly woven into the fabric of design. From AI climate systems to invisible speakers, tech enhances peace and privacy. The most elegant solutions are the ones you barely notice. Lighting in 2025 isn't functional, it's foundational. Designers sculpt light with the precision of artists, using warm LEDs, hidden coves, and daylight tunnels to soften space. The result is mood-driven environments where light sets the tone for elegance and tranquility. Elegance is discovered in the layers, textures, tones, and transitions. In 2025, modern luxury homes feature rich layering, whether through overlapping ceiling planes, tiered materials, or gradient lighting. These layers bring a tactile and visual complexity that is both soothing and sophisticated. Furniture is no longer just decoration, it's architectural. Built-in seating, sculptural tables, and monolithic kitchen islands become structural art pieces. Each piece is custom-fit to the space, reinforcing the design narrative of unity and grace. "2025 homes reflect a global consciousness. Japanese restraint meets Scandinavian warmth. Mediterranean stone pairs with Brazilian wood. This blending of cultures brings worldly richness, turning modern homes into curated collections of international elegance." Walls no longer divide, they dissolve. Glass expanses, retractable panels, and garden corridors create indoor-outdoor fluidity. Nature enters every room, fostering both freedom and groundedness in everyday life. Bedrooms and bathrooms in 2025 are spa-like sanctuaries. Deep soaking tubs, steam showers, ambient lighting, and soundproofing turn private spaces into luxurious retreats. Wellness is no longer an afterthought, it's an architectural priority. Staircases are sculptural centerpieces. Floating treads, curved lines, and glass balustrades redefine this everyday feature into a symbol of motion and grace. In modern luxury homes, stairs don't just connect, they elevate. Neutral palettes remain, but with depth. Warm taupes, muted olives, and stone blues gently color the canvas of luxury homes. These tones don't demand attention. They invite calm, allowing furnishings and textures to shine subtly and serenely. "2025 homes look up." Ceilings are now design features, angled, coffered, or backlit to add spatial drama. Elegant detailing overhead gives every room a sense of height, light, and architectural presence. The modern kitchen is both a gathering place and a gallery. Concealed appliances, seamless cabinetry, and sculptural islands create beauty without sacrificing function. Kitchens are no longer just practical, they're the aesthetic heart of the home. Luxury bathrooms have become temples of tranquility. With natural stone sinks, rainfall skylights, and integrated aromatherapy systems, the bathroom transcends utility and enters the realm of sensory elegance. Customization is the soul of modern luxury. From bespoke cabinetry to artisanal finishes, homes are now uniquely tailored to their owners. This level of craft delivers authenticity, a signature of true elegance in 2025. Sliding panels, pocket doors, and hidden rooms introduce a sense of mystery and discovery. Spaces unfold gradually, with elegance in how they reveal themselves, turning movement through the home into a poetic experience. Sound is considered in 2025. Acoustic design ensures tranquility. Silent hinges, insulated walls, soft close systems. Silence is now part of luxury, providing a sanctuary from the sensory overload of the outside world. "2025 architecture is about more than enclosure. It's about framing. Picture windows and glass walls act as canvases for nature and skyline. The view becomes part of the interior design, grounding the home in place and beauty." Pathways, corridors, and exterior trails are lit with intention. From in-ground LEDs to soft bollards, lighting isn't just safety, it's ambience. Every journey through a home becomes an illuminated, elegant experience. The most elegant homes of 2025 don't chase trends, they set timeless ones. It's a balance between tradition and progress, memory and vision. These homes are built not just for today, but to inspire for decades to come. In 2025, designing elegance isn't just about architecture. It's about crafting a life. These homes are more than structures. They're sanctuaries, canvases, and stories. As we continue to redefine modern luxury, one thing is clear. True elegance is intentional, soulful, and enduring.